Hello everyone, today we're doing a tear down and hopefully repair of the Creative Muvo Mini. It seems to be a great little speaker that is waterproof and on at the moment. And mine, unfortunately, I have treated it badly. Dropped it about 2 meters onto tiles, which broke one of the tweeters, which is fine. We disconnected that and it was all good. But in the process, I must have done something, and now we get a horrible uh, vibration when it's running. So, at the start of the teardown, all you want to do is this front cover, you can see the crack along here. Just want to get your fingernails or a guitar pick or something, shove it in there, and you should just be able to clip the end up like that. You want to do that for both ends, which can be quite tough. There we go. Now, it sounds pretty scary when you do it, but it's generally fine. I haven't broken it yet. No guarantees though. So to get the rest off, you need to basically pull up and to the side. There are clips opposite each other, one up here, one up here. So you want to pull this top cover towards you and up, so that you pop this top clip out, and do the opposite, to pop this clip out and work your way down. And so you should be able to get the entire thing off reasonably easy. It's a lot easier to do with two hands. Which doesn't look like I'm going to be able to. Apparently my chin can't hold the camera. There we go. Sorry, we got one. You can see that clips up. This other side is not, and it's still sitting down. There we go, got the whole thing in one go. Haven't had that happen before. Anyway, doesn't matter. As long as you get it up, it's pretty much just brute force. It's obviously made out of pretty tough plastic, considering I haven't snapped these little tongues off on the edge there. You can sort of see it. Yep. Now, as you can see on mine, I've pulled this open earlier, so we've got the marks where the extra screws are. But there are 8 screws, 2 on the ends here. Can't see these 2, they're covered by the foam. 2 here, 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 and here. So they're number 1 Phillips. So you just get your number 1 Phillips. That looks like that. Normal, star, whatever you want to call it. Undo all of them. So I'll be back once I've pulled them all out. Rightio, so we've got our 8 screws out. You can see them down there. Looking all happy. And on just a little bit more reasoning on mine, this driver here, I'm quite sure it is fucked. So see this one? Free movement. This one, no movement. It's pretty much the same force on each. So that's why I had to pull this apart originally. Now the next step, this whole, you can see the white plastic here, which is for the inside frame. This all just comes out. There's nothing actually holding it in at the moment, except an O-ring that runs, or seal, that runs all the way around the perimeter and sits in a groove of this white plastic. So if you want to shove something like a knife in the side, go for it. But remember, there's an O-ring there, and you don't want to try and cut it in half. So I started just by giving the tap upside down. See, you'll get it to pop out that little bit, mainly on a corner. That's helpful. Then you can just poke something in there and manage to pop it up. Right here. Two-handed part this job is. So just a knife in the corner there, and we just want to push it in, get that little bit of leverage. You want to shove something else in there or use your fingernail like I have, and just pretty much pull the shit out. Now remember, this is attached. There's a wire coming off the, I think it's the left-hand speaker when you're looking at it this way, which you don't want to rip off, otherwise you'll have to solder it back on, which, you know, that's not fun. So, she is tight, like it is meant to be waterproof or water resistant. So that's a good thing, but doesn't make our life real easy at the moment. There you go, should all pop up. Now yes, it is the left-hand speaker that's on. You can see the little rubber O-ring, or plastic elastic O-ring thing just sits under that groove. Try not to destroy it. And yeah, let's have a look at the internals now. So you can see these are the drivers. I have no idea what they are. I can get some measurements for everyone if they can find a replacement. So pretty much the mounting holes. I don't even know what's important. The mounting holes. What 40? Around 48 mil. The diameter of the actual speaker housing at its widest base point, about that, is around 40 mil. And yeah, the actual where the goodness is, the end here, you can pretty much write on 23. So I don't know whether they're meant to be imperial measurements, but I'd try to avoid imperial as it is. You can see two drivers, blah blah, they're pretty much identical. This is the base radiator, and as you can see on mine, this is the one that I broke, or that broke when it fell, which I really am not surprised it broke. It was quite a rough landing. Let's see if we can get a shot in there. Probably not, inadequate lighting. What's it good for? No, you can't really tell, but the membrane, so around here there's this membrane, it wraps under and it joins onto the back of the driver, and on mine I managed to drop it, it landed face down, so the driver's pushed forwards against the ground, and the shock of that's actually ripped the membrane all the way around and pulled the inners out of this and shot it forwards, which fucked this one. The other one's fine though. I've cut the wire off. See? The white wire, just so we weren't wasting power on that. And you've still got the active and neutral going to this driver. So it still works. I don't actually notice that much of a difference. Except now this one just flops around making a horrible vibration noise. So we're going to fix that up in a second. Let's just have a look in here. Get that to balance. So you can see the battery, which is just in the center here, just under there, is just a 18650 lithium cell. If you want to replace that, that would be an exceptionally easy job. I think it's just got the tabs soldered on to the wires and that's it. Like, you can just buy them, the cells by themselves, quite cheaply. And yeah, easy peasy if you manage to wear yours out or whatever. And you can see the rest of the goodness in here. This is the board with the buttons up the top. I think you can see the seal. I've actually tried quite hard to seal this all up, like it's to get their water rating. It's not just some dodgy job. I'm quite impressed. You can see the little NFC tag up here, just floating there. And this is the board, the main goodies on it. You can see that's where it's been isolated off for the USB and auxiliary cord to come in. So if you ever break them, it's just a matter of unscrewing that, pulling that out, pulling that isolating cover off, and resoldering or unsoldering and soldering a new female plugs in there. So that's pretty much all there is to it. It's very, I'm not going to say it's simple, but it's very well done and not overly. Some people like to just over engineer the shit out of something. Well, this is quite well engineered, but I wouldn't say it's over engineered. It's well done. It's not held together by glue, thank God. So we can actually fix it. So this is the problem here. This fella likes to vibrate. Can't really show that, but so we're gonna fix that like any good fixing person with some probably hot glue. Just on the edge there, just to stop it bouncing around. Not very high tech, but should do the job. Radio, so we've done our very high tech fix here. Put the hot glue on. Should stop the dead driver bouncing around and sounding like arse. So pretty much just put it back together, which is pretty simple too. These, I didn't know whether I mentioned before, but these 4 screws, that foam here doesn't come broken like that. You just have to feel with your finger. You'll feel the squishy spot where the screw is, the rough location, and just shove your screwdriver in and go from there, and you should be all good. So I'm just going to put this back together and we are done. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope that was somewhat useful. I haven't managed to find these replacement drivers yet. The seconds of looking I've done, but I'm sure they exist. I'm happy with one. I'll probably buy a new unit and keep this for parts at one point, but till I get that motivation, this will have to do. Radio, see yous.